All right. Hare Krishna. So, yesterday we had completed the Balakanda. Now the second canto, which is called Ayodhyakanda. So we'll start from today. And from today, it will be on a very fast pace. We have to finish all the kandas in the next just 2 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So now Valmiki Maharshi says, Gachata matula kulam bharatena tada anagha Shatrugno Nitya Shatrugno Nitihi Preeti Puraskritaha. So Bharata and Shatrugna, they go to their uncle's house, Yudhajit's house. And as we discussed, Yudhajit is a brother of Kaikeyi. So while Bharata and Shatrugna were staying in Kaikeya kingdom, they remembered they were remembering their age-old father, Dashratha Maharaj. And Dashratha Maharaj was also thinking of Bharata and Shatrugna out of separation. And so in this way, Sita, Rama, Urmila and Lakshmana, Mandavi and Bharata, Shrutakirti and Shatrugna, they were all living happily in all the seasons. This is what Valmiki Maharshi says, in all the seasons. And Rama, he captivated the heart of everyone and all the citizens in Ayodhya. And he is always peaceful and he's satisfied, and no one is with any disease. They're all without disease. And Rama is a very good speaker. He's very righteous, straightforward, intelligent, very intelligent, and he has self-control. So he has displayed all these different qualities. And the Rama, he remembers even the smallest favor. If anyone does to him, even the smallest favor, he remembers again and again, and he feels extremely thankful for it. Oh, you have done such a small service to me. Thank you. I'm very thank you. And he's never with pride and ego. He never wastes his time on useless matters. He always utilizes his time on his duties and the matters that helps in spiritual upliftment. He's showing all these pastimes as as for us to follow. Buddhiman madura bhashi purva bhashi priyam vada viryavanna cha viryena mahata svena vismitaha. So Rama, he was a very wise man, buddhiman, Madhura bhashi is to speak. Madhura is very sweet. So he is to speak very sweetly. And Purva bhashi is, he was the first man to initiate a talk. Purva bhashi. Suppose we all go and we meet someone, our elders or someone, maybe a wedding function or someone. So all elders will be there. And in such places, if Rama is there, he would first go and he would speak. He initiates the talk. How are you? How are you doing? He doesn't wait. Okay, let him talk. No, I'll wait. Let him talk to me. No. And his Priyam Vadaha. Priyam Vada means his speech is very compassionate. What Vada is to speak. Priyam is very sweet and loving, compassionate. Viryavanna, he is valorous. And Viryena Mahata, that means he is not arrogant of his mighty valor. He had compassion, and Mahata Svena Vismitaha, he had conquered anger. And he is to be very receptive. And he is very worshipful to the wise. And he had he had mercy towards the meek people. He knew what was to be done. And he had always had self-control. So Valmiki Maharshis keep glorifying Lord Rama in all the qualities, that he is very clean in his conduct. Rama is not interested in any actions which are not beneficial. He's scholar. He was a great scholar. He had no taste in the tales opposing righteousness. Anything which is against the dharma or against the stories which are not in the Purana, he's against that. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam says, let me bring up that. In the first canto, 5th chapter, 10th verse. Yeah. Nayad vachaschitra padam harer yasho jagat pavitram pragranita karhichit tad vayasam tirtham ushanti manasa nayatra hamsa nirmanti ushikshayaha. So here vayasa means crows. So the translation, those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, and that Lord the Supreme Lord, he can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe. Those words, which are not describing the glories of the Lord, they are considered by the saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for the crows. Since all the perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. Okay, so Rama, he's mentioning, Valmiki is saying that he had no taste in the tales which are not concerning about the dharma or about the Bhagavatam, Puranas and all these. He was a very good speaker. He had a very great body, and he is well aware of both time and place. And looking at a person, he can grasp the essence of that man. And he was the most gentleman born on the earth. So he got married, and he was still learning also. So he, after completing his education properly, Rama, after knowing all the Vedas along with the Vedangas Anga means different limbs of the Vedas. There are different limbs. So he learned all the different limbs of the Vedas as prescribed. And it is mentioned, Valmiki Maharshi says, without any partiality, he says that Lord Rama became better than his father in the use of the bow and arrows. In spite of all this greatness, Rama was very humble. He did not let his feelings, whatever he had bad feelings inside, he would never make all those feelings appear outwardly. He kept his thoughts private to himself, and he helped others. And whenever he's angry, or his pleasure, his both anger and pleasure, they were not wasteful. That means if he gets angry, or if he's deriving some pleasure, it is always, there is a reason behind it. He knew when to give and when not to give. He had a firm faith in devotion, and he had a very strong-minded. He is not stubborn, and he would never speak evil words. He is free from idleness and was very alert. See, that is idle one. If someone is just simply idle, idle man's brain is devil's workshop. It is not good. So Valmiki Maharshi says he's free from idleness. And he used to recognize if any mistakes he committed, he recognizes his own errors and of those others also. He used to identify good people and he protected them. And he knew the people who are worthy of reprimand. That means if he has to reprimand someone, shout at or chastise, he knew whom he has to do that. He knew the ways and the means of getting income, and also how to spend that money. He knew it, and he never remained inactive. So always he's active. He is not envious. He has no jealousy. He has conquered the anger, and he did not humiliate any living being. So, like this Valmiki Maharshi, he goes on describing the various qualities of Lord Rama in the entire chapter. So, people, they loved Lord Rama so much. When he used to travel in the kingdom, in his palace or in his city, he would always inquire, "Oh, my dear uncle, how are you? Sir, how are you?" If their friends are there, he would call by their names and ask them, "How are you? What are you doing?" So people would all come out of their houses. They go to their terraces, they go to their balconies and watch. So the people even in the kingdom, they all loved Rama. So looking at Rama, once Dasharath Maharaj thought that, no, I have become very old now, and I don't know at what time I will leave my body. And he's thinking, will I see Rama as a king while I'm still alive? I want to see my son, how he's ruling this entire earth. And then I want to peacefully leave this body. So thinking like that, he called all his ministers, the sages, and the state governors. So you see, Samanta Raja, here it is meant. Samanta Raja means like how we have the prime minister and then we have the chief ministers in India, or how we have the president and then the governors. Like that, the other Kshatriyas. So Rama, although he's a king of the entire kingdom, and the kingdom is huge. So there is every division, subdivisions of the kingdom, like states. And Rama would he is a king. He would Dashrath Maharaj is the king, so he would have sub kings. Okay. So Dasharath Maharaj invited all of the ministers, sages, the other kings, officers, his priests, and all of the invitees. They hurriedly came to that assembly, Sabha. So when everyone arrived in the assembly, Dasharath Maharaj, he started saying, "See, I have become old ruling this kingdom. I have ruled almost for 60,000 years. So this body, it requires some rest now. Sometimes I'm seeing very bad omens. It looks like I may not live long." Dasharath Maharaj used to see that. So before I leave my body, I want to coronate Lord Rama as the king of this kingdom. And separately, actually, he mentions to his very close associates, don't let King Kekeya or King Janaka Maharaj know about this coronation. So he gave the reason why they should not know, because they live very far away. But by the time they come here, it will become late. So it's not necessary to inform them of this coronation ceremony to them. After all the coronation is over, then we can inform them, but not necessary. So he mentioned to his close associates, don't let them know. So he says in the assembly, I think Rama, he will rule this kingdom properly. and I don't want to take this burden further. I wanted some rest. So, and I feel the Lord Rama, he's the only fittest person to take up the kingdom. Now Dasharath Maharaja is saying that if you all think that this decision is good and it is befitting, please give me your consent. A king is naturally free. He doesn't need the consent. But when the great sages, his spiritual master, his priests are there, it is an etiquette that they need to take permission from the sages. But he brought into the assembly not only them, but all the other kings, everyone. There is a reason why he's doing like this. There is a reason. So I will tell you later. Because once that reason comes out, then the people will question, oh, why did you even coronate Rama? Then he can say, you see, all of you agreed, right? This is like a diplomacy. And so when he put this thing forward, if you all think it is good, then give me your consent. Immediately, all the subordinate kings, the ministers, the governors, they all replied, my dear king, you are an elderly person with thousands of years of age. You have become very tired. So you please take rest and you give the kingdom to Lord Rama. Actually, all of us, we want to see Rama being protected by Chhatra Chhaya. Chhatra Chhaya is being under the white umbrella. We want to see him being protected by a white umbrella. And we want to see him being carried on a great elephant, Ambari. So this means these are done to only the emperor. And only emperor will have a white umbrella, not even the king. So there'll be a person who always holds an umbrella for him behind, and that will be in white. Shweta Chhatra Chhaya. Chhatra is umbrella. Shweta is white. And to ride on the biggest elephant of the kingdom. So all the subordinate kings, ministers, they are saying that we are waiting to see. Even the citizens, they also came to the assembly. So they are also saying, we want to see when, we want to see Rama, being coronated as a king. So Dasharath Maharaj is now getting the consent from citizens, ministers, and subordinate kings. And he's saying, I don't know why you are all so over enthusiastic for him to become a king. I have a doubt. Did I not rule this planet Earth righteously? Are there any drawbacks in my ruling? Why are you all so enthusiastic? Immediately after hearing my words, you want Rama to be the king. Then they all say, Ramaha Satpurusho Loke Satya Dharma Parayanaha Sakshat Rama Vinirvritto Dharmaschapi Shriyasaha Praja Sukhatve Chandrasya Vasudhayaha Kshama Gunaihi Buddhya Brihaspate Stulyo Virye Sakshat Chachipate Dharmagyaha Satyasandhascha Shelavan Anasuyakaha Kshantaha Santavyita Swalakshanaha Kritagno Vijitendriyaha. They again, all of them, they glorified Lord Rama. He is such a great person. How Valmiki glorified, now all the citizens and the subordinate kings, ministers, they are glorifying. Rama is renowned in this world as a great gentleman. He is Satyasandha. He is very keenly interested in the truth and dharma and righteousness. He is like a moon in making the people very happy. His kshama, like he forgiveness, he He has a great quality of forgiveness, which is as equivalent to as earth. Because in forgiveness, the greatest one to be in forgiveness is earth. He is equal to Brihaspati in wisdom. Brihaspati is one planet, and it is the he is the guru, spiritual master for all the devatas. And he's as great as Indra, Devendra in valor. He knows all the dharma. He's true to his word. He has a very good character. He has no envy. He's patient. And he immediately consoles someone who is in trouble. He speaks good words. He has gratitude. He keeps senses under control. Rama is soft-natured. He has a stable mind. He is always auspicious man. He has no envy. So they try to repeat the same out of excitement. When we are very excited, when we're very loving, we try to repeat, we sometimes repeat the same thing, whatever we have said. Like that, they're repeating all the qualities again and again. So they say, see, you have ruled this planet very nicely. There's no doubt about it. But you have become old, as you mentioned. And Rama is the next best person because he has all these qualities. He is soft-natured. He worships very aged brahmanas. That means aged in the sense very mature brahmanas and devotees. He worships them. And his name, glory, and splendor, they're growing in this world. He knew what are the ins and outs of a public administration, the political science. He knows it very nicely. He's capable of administering not only this earth, but even the higher planetary systems, the three worlds. And my dear king, do you know that not only the people in the city, but the people in this state, outside of the state, even in the rural areas, far off places, they are all praying for long life, health, and strength of Rama. Both young and aged women are there. They are praying. They're telling them in our houses, both aged women and young women with a very stable mind, each morning they are praying to celestials for the benefit of Rama. You see, all the citizens in the country, in that kingdom, they are praying for the benefit of Rama, that Lord Rama should be protected. Please give all the good guidance, help him. That is a love. And your son is as equivalent to Vishnu. So, Dasharatha Maharaj, you don't even have to ask us or think. You immediately coronate him. Now, Dasharatha Maharaj, he immediately decided the auspicious time also for coronation, which is the next day. Now he's calling his guru, Vasishtha Muni and Jabali Muni, and the Purohita, and he informed them. See, he didn't ask them, can you give me a good time to coronate Rama? No, Dasharatha Maharaj himself decided the time and he informed them. And he was doing all this in hurry, in great hurry. So then Dasharatha Maharaj, he called all the priests and and he called them and he informed them, tomorrow it is going to be Lord Rama's coronation. And then he said, he called all the priests and ministers. They asked them to arrange all the things required for the ceremony. Then he calls for Rama and informed him that, my dear son, Rama, I will be coronating you tomorrow in the Pushyami Nakshatra. So, meanwhile, some servants, they went and informed Kausalya Devi. And she also became extremely joyous, and she immediately gave away gold, cows, and different types of diamonds to those who informed her about the good news. And then Dasharath Maharaj, he says few, because he is coronating next day, so he says few good words to, beneficial words to Rama. Bhuyo vinayamastaya bhavanityam jitendriya kama krodha samuthani tajetah tyajetha vyasanani cha. So he's telling, my dear Rama, be even more humble. Always keep the senses under the control. You have to leave the bad habits and which are born out of the desire and wrath. Through the direct and indirect means, keep the ministers and others very happy. Direct means directly keep them happy. Indirect means, that means again some political way or diplomatic way you have to deal with them and make them happy. So in this way he spoke and said, Rama, you go and get ready for tomorrow's coronation. So after going, Rama, he offered his obeisances to Dasharatha Maharaj. He ascended his chariot and he went to his house. So it is always the same palace, but they're different parts. So one part of the palace, Dasharatha Maharaj's palace is there, or building. And from there to Rama's Rama is boarding a chariot to go to his quarters. Because there will be palace at least 3-4 kilometers around that, there will be only gardens, nice gardens. Such an opulent city was Ayodhya. And as he was going to his quarters, all the people on the streets, on the chariot, on the highway, they're all glorifying him. And later, all the citizens also, they because this was all happening in the assembly, right? So once Rama was asked, once Rama left, then later all the citizens, subordinate kings, they also took leave from Dasharath Maharaj in the assembly, and they returned to their homes full of joy. And why they were rushing to their homes? Because to spread this news in their family. And also Valmiki Maharshi mentions that to go to their altar and thank their deities that Rama is becoming the king. See how great the people were. Immediately, anything good happens, they would go home, they go to their altar and they thank the deities there. Then they were thanking there, and they were, rendering homage to their worshipping deities. After that, Dasharath Maharaj also, he left the assembly and he entered his inner palace, and then ordered Sumantra. Sumantra is his prime minister, or the next next minister. He says, Sumantra, you bring Rama again here. So again, Sumantra, when Rama heard that his father is calling, immediately Rama embarks on his chariot, and he was coming. So as Rama saw his father at a distant place, he immediately fell on the ground and paid obeisances to him. So Dasharath Maharaj came further, he lifted Rama up, he embraced him. And then again he's saying, Rama, I have become very aged now. I enjoyed all the luxuries and comforts in this life, as much as to my satisfaction and desire. I have performed hundreds of sacrifices and have given lots of wealth in charity. And so I'm relieved of the debts to the demigods. That means by performing the charity, I have been relieved from the debt of sages by studying the Vedas, and I'm been relieved from the debt of my ancestors by giving birth to you. And I'm relieved from the debt of the Brahmanas by giving them sufficient donations and food. Now, I have no other duty apart from anointing you as the crown prince or the king. And Rama, these days I'm getting a very fearful and inauspicious dreams. I'm seeing, sometimes I see there are thunderous comets. They're falling with great sound during the daytime. And astrologers, they're informing me that the fearful planets, like the Mars, Rahu, Ketu, they're all encroaching on my birth star. So this is an astrological calculation. So my mind is very unstable. So it is my opinion that your coronation should occur right away while Bharata is away from the city. And I know Bharata will follow you wherever you are. He goes according to, as per the direction of his elder brother, that is you. And Bharata, he's very righteous, he's compassionate. He has his senses under the control. And again, he's saying, Rama, in my opinion, the minds of men are not stable. Okay, sometimes they say that, see, unnecessarily he doesn't have to even bring the topic of Bharata here. But there is something, there is some story why he's so much particular that Rama should be coronated when Bharata is not there. And he's saying that, minds of the people are unstable. That means when he's getting coronated, maybe someone would come and say, no, Rama, you're not eligible to become a king. So he's giving the explanation before itself. Minds of the men are not stable. Sometimes, any unexpected things or on impulse, it might happen. So I don't want to, wait until until everybody accept and all this. So before anyone could say anything, I saw that tomorrow is a very auspicious moment, time for coronation. So I have decided this. So what you should do is, with self-control, you along with your wife Sita Devi, you should observe fast for this night. And from now onwards, you should observe the fast. So, and you should not sleep on the nice silken beds. No, you should sleep on the couch, which is made of kusha grass or darbha grass. So Dasharatha Maharaj was, he was explaining all those things that you should do like this. You should do all these things should be told by the priest or the Guru Maharaj. Now, but here Dasharatha Maharaj is saying, because he became very restless. So Rama said, my dear father, sure, we will enter into this Diksha. So I'll take your leave, and he goes. After Rama left King Dasharatha, he called for his family priest Vasishtha. And he said, oh, my dear Vasishtha, you please go to Rama and Sita today and make them perform the fasting and various other rituals for the ceremony. So now Vasishtha Muni is going to, he went to Rama's house on a chariot. And to respect the honorable sage who arrived, Rama, he quickly came, hurriedly out of his house. He received Vasishtha Muni personally. He helped Vasishtha Muni to descend from his chariot. And Vasishtha Muni also became very happy with Rama's behavior. And he says, my dear Rama, your father is very delighted with you today. And tomorrow, there is this coronation ceremony. You will be getting the princely kingdom. So you have to perform, you and Sita Devi, both of you have to perform the fasting today. And you will be anointed as the king tomorrow morning at the dawn. So as soon as the sunrise happens in the morning, you will be anointed as the king. Then Vasishtha Muni, he instructed on various aspects of the ceremony, rituals, what they have to do. And then he left from that place. So meanwhile, all the royal highways, the roads in the city of Ayodhya, they were all cleaned, they sprinkled with water, with scented water. And I mentioned, how did they all sprinkle the scented water? Through the elephant's trunks. Through the elephant trunks, they used to take huge barrels of water, with scented water, that too, and an elephant used to sprinkle that all over the city. And even the citizens of the city, they heard this news, and they were rejoicing when they heard this news. And because of this, the roads in the Ayodhya city, they became congested, because everybody, they came out of onto the streets, and they're discussing, have you heard, Dasharatha Maharaj is going to coronate Rama as the king tomorrow. And they're all talking, and we were all praying to our deities every day that, please may protect Rama, make him the king, and tomorrow that's going to happen. So roads became congested, and the flags were hoisted on each of the houses. So normally flags are hoisted when there is a festival, a nice festival happening in that house, nice ceremonies. So every house hoisted the flag, because it is auspicious for the entire kingdom. And they mentioned, they were all happy that Rama, my Rama, everyone used to feel that it is my Lord Ram. And all the people of Ayodhya, including children, women, old aged, they were all waiting for the sunrise to happen. Anxiously, they were not even sleeping properly, out of excitement. They were waiting when the sunrise will happen, and when they will all see Lord Rama as the coronated king. And they all want to see Rama being carried by a big elephant. So Ayodhya, they're all decorating, Ayodhya Vasis, they're all decorating the city. All of them, they were used to gather in groups at the road junctions, the signals which we call, and in the assembly halls, in the town halls. And they're all praising Rama and Dasharatha. So as they were glorifying Rama, Dasharatha, the entire Ikshvaku dynasty, the city became very noisy. Very noisy. And even the nearby villages, they also heard, and they all wanted to come. So the city, the Ayodhya city, they were slowly being filled by the guests, by the villagers who are coming from different directions to see this coronation ceremony of Rama. So this is happening. In one end, Vasishta came and told. Then after Vasishta left, Rama and Sita Devi, they took bath. They worshipped Lord Narayana. And they worshipped along with Sita Devi. Then they performed the yajna. And they fasted for that night. They slept along with, he slept along with Sita on a properly laid bed of Darbha, Kusha grass, and that too in the temple of Vishnu. And that temple of Vishnu is now currently the Ranganatha temple now in Srirangam, which was earlier it was in Ayodhya. And then next day, he woke up 3 hours before the sunrise, and he completed all the other ritual. They both refreshed. Then they completed all the rituals required for the coronation. So this is one parallel story happening. Now the other parallel story is Dasharatha Maharaj. In the coming back again, when Dasharatha Maharaj gave the word, he called for Vasishtha Muni and ordered him. So after that, what happened? Dasharath Maharaj at night, he went back to his quarters. Okay. And all the queens, they were all, Kaushalya Devi heard that Rama is being coronated. She became very happy. Now Manthara is a hunchbacked housemaid for Kaikeyi. Okay, she was residing with Kaikeyi since her birth. So she also traveled after Kaikeyi got married to Dasharath Maharaj. So she also traveled, and she also came with her from Kekeya Desha. So it is mentioned, Valmiki mentions that by the will of providence, she heard all this noise. And she ascended the balcony and a few steps in the balcony of Kaikeyi's white palace. See, Kaikeyi had a white palace. And she saw the entire city of Ayodhya, all its highways, principal roads, they're being sprinkled with water. The roads and highways are decorated with garlands of flowers. The city is decorated with the best of the flags and banners. The gateways of the temples are being whitewashed. There were sounds of all musical instruments. The people in the city were rejoicing, and brahmanas are resounding the chants of various chants from the Vedas. Even the elephants and horses, they were also in happiness and they were in merry. The bulls were making a roaring noise. So Manthara, just for the completeness, I'm telling the story. This is not part of Ramayana. It is in another Purana. It is mentioned that Manthara was a Gandharva girl. And it is there in the Mahabharata story. Okay. So, and that Gandharva is called as, Gandharva is one of the celestial species. Okay. And her name was Dundubhi. And she was ill-treated by Ravana. She was not treated properly, abused her. So she approached Brahma, and he said, I have been ill-treated by Ravana. How he will die? And Brahma said, don't worry, you will be born as a hunchback housemaid, and you will be the main cause in Ramayana for Ravana's death. Okay, so that Gandharva girl was then born as Manthara. Now coming back, so she saw all that festivity in Ayodhya, and she was perplexed. She immediately called for another housemaid and said, why is the entire city rejoicing? Is Kausalya Devi giving away money to people so delightfully today? Why is Kausalya Devi giving money so delightfully today? She saw from the balcony Kausalya Devi was giving it in charity. And she had a very bad conduct, and she's not pure, Manthara. So whatever Kausalya Devi does, Manthara sees her as a not good acts. Whatever good she does, she will turn it into bad. And she's saying Kausalya is always greedy of money. Why she is giving so much of money to everyone, which is not true. Okay, why are the people so happy? That the king is very pleased with something? Can you tell me? Then the other housemaid says that, and she told in extreme joy, yes, everybody is rejoicing in this kingdom. Why? Because tomorrow, on the day of Pushyami star, King Dasharatha is going to coronate Rama as the king. Immediately, the face of Manthara, the body of Manthara changed. She became extremely envious of Rama, And in fact, she was burning with anger. And she approached Kaikeyi, who was lying on the bed, on a very soft bed. And she said, Kaikeyi, housemaid, is now shouting at the queen. Okay. So Ramayana teaches us that we should not let the servants or who are not thinking good of us, who doesn't want good for us, we should never make them interfere in our personal issues. Especially a housemaid or the servants should never be in a position to instruct a queen or a king or a prince or a princess. But you see, Kaikeyi was so lenient to Manthara because they were both friends from young age. Because of that leniency, now Manthara is shouting at Kaikeyi, "Oh fool, you get up. Why are you sleeping? Do you know a great problem has fallen on you? Now there will be flood of troubles that will submerge you. And why don't you know anything? You look like you are a beloved, very loving wife for your husband, but I don't think so that is true. In reality, he does not even like you." So Kaikeyi was shocked. What is this, my friend? First time I'm seeing her shouting at me like this. And she's asking, Manthara, is everything fine? Are you not safe? Again, Manthara, she is extremely sorrowful face. She's crying. She's weeping. Oh, queen. Gray, you're going to get ruined. Dasharatha, he is going to anoint Rama, he is going to coronate Lord Rama as the next king in the kingdom. The moment Kaikeyi heard this, she felt extreme joy. Because not in Ramayana, in other scriptures, it is mentioned that for Kaikeyi, Rama is even more beloved than her own son Bharata. So the moment she heard that Rama is going to get coronated, she extremely became happy. But Manthara was not. So you see this, how a person can change, how a person can poison someone else's mind. So she's saying that if Rama becomes the king, his son will become the king after him. So Bharata's name itself will be removed from the royal clan. Bharata's name will never be there in the royal clan. And being born in royal family and being an emperor's wife, how does that? You don't know anything about the cruelty that Dasharath Maharaj is doing. Your husband is talking about dharma and all that, but he is harming you secretly. He is saying sweet words, but he is behaving cruelly. Because you are so innocent, you have a very clean thinking, you are not able to know that he is cheating you. He is talking very nicely to you. All the time he is in your palace only. But he is giving all the benefit to Kausalya. You see, you don't know that. You think that your husband is always with you and he's giving you the first preference to you, but behind you, he's doing all this. And you see, Bharata, he sent Dasharath Maharaj, he sent your son Bharata to your to your parents' house, to your brother's house. And the Dasharath Maharaj, he thought, yes, this is the right time that he's not there. Let him install Rama on the throne without any hindrance. You are very childish, Kaikeyi. You are very childish. You, just like a mother, you are wishing good for everyone. But Dasharatha Maharaj, he is an enemy. He is called just as a husband only, as a namesake, that's all. But he is like a poisonous serpent. Today, Dasharatha Maharaj, he acted towards you and your son as an enemy. So you see, Dasharatha Manthara, a housemaid, a servant, is interfering in the family matters of Kaikeyi and Dasharatha. A servant should never be given that freedom. Not only the servant is, anybody else, apart from your guru or from your, well-wishers. I'm talking about well-wishers, not the well-wishers whom you think, the actual well-wishers. Nobody else should ever interfere in the house matters. See, she's saying all this, Mantra is saying all this, but Kaikeyi is so joyous. Oh, my son is going to be the king tomorrow. My son is going to be the king tomorrow. And she's giving, Kaikeyi is, even though Mantra spoke all this, Kaikeyi is giving jewels. And she's gifts all to the Mantra. And she said, Mantra, I don't see any difference between Rama and Bharata. And that's why I'm so joyous and happy that Rama is being crowned as the king. I don't have any other pleasant news than this. Now, Manthara was given this ornament, right? She threw the ornament down with anger. And she said, Kaikeyi, you are in the midst of an ocean of trouble. And I'm crying and lamenting for your foolish mind. Does any intelligent woman feel happy over the prosperity of a stepson? Because a stepson is considered to be an enemy. So, will any intelligent woman will be happy for that? Rama, he has fear about Bharata because Bharata has equal rights over the kingdom. I'll tell you later why he has the rights. So, in thinking about this matter, I'm getting confused and I'm angry. See, Sumitra has two sons. One son is always with Rama, the other Shatrughna is always with your son Bharata. So, both the sons of Sumitra, you know why that is there? This is the poisoning of mind by Manthara to Kaikeyi. So she's saying that Sumitra has two sons. One is with Rama, the other one is with your son. You know why they're like that? Because both the sons of Sumitra, they wanted Rama to be the king. Both of them. So one brother remained with Rama and the other brother was sent with your son. Because if tomorrow Bharata comes and says that he wants to be a king, Shatrughna will know this first and he immediately will kill your son. Right then and there. Even if he does not kill, he can subdue your son. So Bharata will remain Rama's attendant and will be servant eternally. You see, this is the poisoning. Shatrughna is a great devotee of Lord, and he is a expansion of the one of the expansions of Chaturvyuha. Vasudeva himself is Rama, then Sankarshana came as Lakshmana, Pradyumna came as Bharata, and Aniruddha came as Shatrughna. Never like that. But here, Manthara is poisoning the mind of Kaikeyi. And she is saying, and who will you be? you will be Kausalya's maid servant along with all of us. Why? Because Kausalya is Raja Mata. That means if Rama becomes the king, then Kausalya automatically becomes the mother of the king. So she has a special position, Rajamata. And mantra is saying that she becomes the Rajamata, and all of you will become servants for her because she is the mother. Automatically, you make yourself as a servant. You are also making me as her servant. And Rama's wife, whomever now right now she's saying Rama is married to only Sita, but if tomorrow if she is marrying more women, all of them will be very delighted. But your daughter-in-laws, they will be very unhappy because of Bharata's position. I'm explaining all this in detail because it just did not happen. All this these things did not happen so easily. So even though mantra spoke like this, Kaikeyi, she began to glorify Rama. Dharmajno gurubhirdantaha kritagnya satyavak chuchihi Ramu rajnah suto jyeshtho yavrajyam atorhati. Kaikeyi is glorifying Rama. She is saying that Rama is Dharmatma. He knows all the righteousness. He has been trained by the elders. He has a very proper gratitude. He speaks the truth. He has a very clean conduct. He is the eldest son of Dasharatha Maharaj, and that's why he is automatically eligible for the kingdom. And Rama, he will not give away or he will not sacrifice his brothers. He will protect his brothers and servants like a father. So mantra, why are you so much pained? Why are you so painful even after hearing Rama's coronation? So even if Rama rules for a very long time, after Rama has ruled, Bharata will rule. What is wrong in that? For me, Rama is as lovable as Bharata, and even more actually. Rama, he does more service to me than his own mother Kausalya. You know that? If Rama has become the king, it automatically means that Bharata has also has the kingdom. So then again, mantra repeats the same story. Said, see, Kaikeyi, if Rama is becoming the king, the next person in succession to the throne will be his son, not Bharata. Bharata's name will be removed from the royal clan. He will become like an orphan. And all the sons of the king will not be crowned as for a kingdom. Because if all are installed as a king, there will be a great loss of law. So what Rama will do, after ascending to the throne, what he will do is he will try to remove all the obstacles or hindrances in his path to be the king. Because that is a normal political way of how the king deals with it. If he sees any rivals, he will immediately eliminate. So she's saying that if when Bharata is a rival to your Rama's position as a king, so he will send away Bharata to some other country, or he can even have him put to the death. This is certain. And by sending Bharata to a very far away place, what will happen? Since Dasharatha is not meeting Bharata, he will automatically have no affection towards Bharata. So, Kaikeyi, I feel that it is better for your son to go to forest right away, directly from his uncle's house. Your son doesn't even have to come to Ayodhya. Let him go to forest directly and live there. That is good for you also. And she's giving all the reasons. You see, previously you did not treat Kausalya Devi with respect because due to your arrogance, And she's saying that fortunately you didn't treat her. So here it is mentioned that Kaikeyi did not treat Kausalya properly many times. So after Rama's coronation, she will become the Rajamata, mother of the king, and she will take the revenge for that. So if Rama gets the power of the kingdom, Bharata will certainly, he'll get ruined. If Bharata gets his father's kingdom as per the law, it will be beneficial to you and your side of the relatives. So after hearing these words, Kaikeyi, with her face was burning with anger. And she spoke to Mantra. Yeah, Mantra, you are right. Now itself, I'll send Rama quickly to forest. I'll get Bharata coronated for this king immediately. But Mantra, how will I accomplish? How will I do this? Then Mantra said, "Oh queen, once upon a time when there was a battle between celestials and demons, your husband Dasharatha, he took you also along, both of you both went to Indra Devalok to fight the battle with demons." And what is that city? In which city? It is called Vaijayata. In Vaijayata kingdom, in the city, you both went. And there is a demon, his name was Timidhvaja. He lived there. All the Indra's army was dwindling. At that time, Dasharatha, he fought a great battle there. Demons, they all destroyed your husband's weapons and they made him unconscious. And what did you do? You immediately took him away from the battlefield and you saved him. Actually, in detail, it is mentioned that the demons, they were breaking the chariot in which Dasharatha Maharaj was riding, and you see, Kaikeyi she was a chariot driver, and what she did is demons, they broke the axle of the chariot. So what she did is, as the axle was coming out, she held the axle with her hand. And she, with one hand, she's holding the axle of the wheel, and the other hand, she's riding the horses. In that state, Dasharatha Maharaj was already half unconscious. You brought him out of the danger, out of the war. He got little rest, he regained, and again he went back and he fought, and then they all came victorious. So at that time, Dasharatha Maharaj, he was very delighted with you. He gave 2 boons to you. But you said that I will ask you whenever I require them. So now you ask your husband 2 boons. First boon is to crown Bharata as the king. And the second boon is to send Rama, or banish Rama for 14 years. Why 14 years? Because in those times, if a king is banished from his place for 14 years, he does not have, that means he loses the proprietorship of being the king. So he does not have the right to rule the kingdom again. So if you send Rama to the forest for 14 years, your son Bharata will get intimate association in the hearts of all the people of Ayodhya. And he will get stabilized in the kingdom. So Kaikeyi, now you enter the room of wrath, Krodhagara. See, they're all kings and queens. If they are very angry, they have a separate room. So if the queen is found in that room and then the king is coming, the king would know, okay, the queen is very angry, then he will try to pacify, all that. So she's telling you, lie down on the floor without any spread underneath. That means on the bare floor, you just lie down. That means it's considered to be inauspicious. And you wear some soiled clothes. As soon as you see Dasharatha, you be very sorrowful and you keep on weeping. without even looking at him and without talking to him face to face, you try to converse. He will try to pacify you by talking very lovingly and will give various gifts because he's a very good person. See, Mantra is herself saying, contradicting here, that Dasharatha Maharaj is very good, but such a good person, how will he banish Bharata into forests? This Kaikeyi could not understand. If he's so good person, he will be equal to all his sons. He will not even allow Rama to lessen the importance of Bharata in the kingdom. So Mantra is saying, Dasharatha Maharaj, he will give up his life for your love, but you don't get melted with his explanation. You immediately ask for two boons. One, so by sending Rama to exile, he will not become close to the temple, so close to the people. So people will forget him. And your son Bharata will automatically, he will gain the faith and confidence in all the people. And he will establish his roots himself. So after Manthara said like this, Kaikeyi glorified her and she glorified her hunchback also. It's like, how intelligent, Manthara, you are so intelligent. You are so splendid, just like a royal swan walking before me. Your hunchback looks like a lotus flower for me. So when a person is so happy, so pleased with another person, if he has all the negativities will seem to be like positive, because that person is so pleased and loving towards him. So like that, Kaikeyi is glorifying her hunchback, her looks, everything. And she is saying, Manthara, yes, when Rama goes to the forest, Bharata gets the kingdom. At that time, you know what I'll do? I'll make a kavach, a dress, like I'll adorn your hunchback with golden ornaments. And I'll give a golden garland. So you will be moving like an angel here. You will be wearing the most beautiful clothes. And you will achieve a very important position in this palace. So Kaikeyi, she removed all the ornaments. She covered her face, with ashes, and actually she was in an extremely angry mood. With a depressed mind, she entered the room of anger. Okay, with this I'll stop, and tomorrow we'll continue with the remaining